So I'm up here at Don's camp in the Superstition Mountains, and they've got this Dutch Hunters Rendezvous going on this weekend. There's a lot of tales, a lot of mysteries, and a lot of things happening here in the Superstition. I've heard everything from Bigfoot to little people to aliens to you name it, it goes on here in the Superstitions. I'm talking to this one guy, and he's telling me about where some treasures might be. So I said, well, I'd sure like to go out there and maybe do a little metal detecting. And he says, well, I'll take you out to this secret spot and show you. I said, all right, let's go.
I've been living and loving, paying the bills, keeping things real, man, you know the deal. But when it's time for me to unwind, I gotta go someplace where the sun can shine, and there ain't no better place than out in the country. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the
Well, hey, welcome to Gold Fever Adventures. I'm Jack Tucker. I'm out here in the Superstition Mountains, or I'm close to the Superstition Mountains anyway. There's a lot of stories that you hear going on out here. You know, a lot of people, they tell you all these stories and you kind of listen to what they got to say. So I heard this one story. This guy was telling me that there's this old ranch house out there, and I've kind of heard a little bit about this story before, about they found some treasures and the guy buried everything. He always liked to bury his gold, I guess, and his coins and all of that. So I brought along a secret weapon. Now, the secret weapon knows a whole lot more about this area, and we're going to find us some treasures. If they are here while we're going to search, I'm going to be using a Manticore Mind Lab metal detector, and we'll see what we can find. But anyway, so hey, thanks for coming along, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let's just go have some fun. All right, here's my secret weapon right here. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
All right, what's your name? Where you from?
Larry Akins. Well, originally from Illinois. Been out here 23 years. And welcome.
Oh, that's where we are. I wasn't going to tell anybody.
Yeah, we might want to. Let's not do that. Yeah, actually.
So,
yeah,
you know all about this area, and you got some stories to tell about this area.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some artifacts recovered, some very old. There's been jars that have been found, some with coins, some with other things. The rumor is that the original owner had put jars of nuggets and Morgans in the ground for his relatives to dig up later upon, his death or whatnot. So there have been stuff recovered. There's been 2 jars recovered that I know of, one broken, which had Morgan silver dollars, and another with what appeared to be remnants of nuggets.
Ooh, baby. I'll go break out the detector and we'll just kind of scour around and see what we can find. All right, we know that there's treasures out here. Now, it's probably the wrong time of the day, but I've got this here with me, and just for the halibut, I'm going to go ahead and take me a couple pictures just to see if we get anything. You know, I don't know if you guys saw, I've did some videos in the past about using these Polaroid cameras. This here's an SX70 old Polaroid camera, and what it does is they'll capture the flares. And some people say that these flares is where you can find treasures at. But so I have done past videos about using Polaroid cameras and capturing the flares. But that's what this is an old Polaroid SX70 camera. So here's some of the pictures. Don't really see nothing prominent. This is probably the best one right here. Little one coming up right there maybe. So that area's worth checking out. Well, didn't find any treasures. Found, dug some junk and some tin cans and some old pieces of metal, some bullets, all types of bullets all over out here. But I think what you need is a detector where you can knock out some of these targets, some of these trash targets. And but this is worth still investigating because you never know what you might find. He's taking a break. He's tired. What'd we find?
A lot of garbage, but it's part of the fun, right?
That's it. Did you throw all your treasures away?
Yeah, well,
You hid them for next time.
Next time for sure.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for taking me out and showing me this
Thanks
place.
for coming out, Jack. It's been a great day.
Well, okay, so guess got to head back to camp. We don't know where that's at. I think we're about 20 miles. We're almost to the entrance of, I don't know, we came off the highway, someplace just off the highway. That's all that I know. So we're close by the highway out in Goldfield, I think, somewhere out here anyways. So anyways, this was an old foundation or something out here where it seemed like there was some stuff. But let's walk around and maybe talk to a few other characters and see what we can find or see what kind of stories we might learn here. Hey, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Dallas. I'm from Florence.
Oh, hey, nice. Good to meet you, Dallas. What did you say about you looked up the hill and you saw some people standing there or something?
All right. So if you're going up to Hieroglyphic Canyon or Apache Springs, up to the spring area, to get the spiral staircase, you take a dog leg to the left before you, probably about a quarter way up, and you kind of cross the canyon, the wash. It's pretty brushy and stuff like that, but I was going across there and I was following a lot of Salvador's little, signs or Spanish signs, treasure signs, whatever. And when I was going, I saw two people, I should say, sitting over on you'll see a saddle, kind of like a saddle, right? Like this. On the right side, about halfway down, I saw two people sitting there. And I waved at them, they didn't wave back. And I was like, okay, so I just kept on going through. And the next time when I came out of the wash, they were gone. And I come out here a lot alone all the time. So I decided to let me go around the side. Maybe they went back that way. I don't want people, sneaking up on me. So I went back around the other side, came up on this side, over here on top of the mountainside where the saddle is, where they were supposed to be. And when I got to that spot, when I came over the edge, there's a rock wall, like the natives had put up, like it camouflages. That's what they do. I mean, they camouflage all their hiding stuff. So there's a rock wall. I climbed down in there, and well, actually, I didn't climb in there first. I went around because I didn't know if those guys were in there. So I get around, and I'm looking in there, and the whole ceiling is covered in a honeycomb, a bee honeycomb, and it goes back about 5 feet, and then it goes into like a short tunnel shaft that goes up. There's a rattlesnake skin in there, but that's where, on the way to the spiral staircase, that's where that is. But there was no footprints, no traces of those guys being there ever at all. I got pictures of that honeycomb too.
Really? So strange then, huh?
Yeah, it was really weird. Really weird.
Wow. So there are weird stuff out here that goes here all the time.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing, man. A lot
No
of
problem.
buildings here. A lot of work went into this place. You can tell that. A lot of little buildings and little huts. Like this old little adobe house. Little adobe hut's falling apart, you can tell. Made out of mud. It's amazing, ain't it? Cactus bones and mud. And some wood, though, but pretty cool. I don't know what this is, a little hut made with cement. Never know what critters live in there, huh? Wow. Well, you got some drum barrels in there. I don't know what those are for. Benches. Another bench. It's nice and cool right here. It's nice and cool. All these benches in here. Well, you got steps that go up, but it doesn't go anywhere. Like a hitching post for a horse, but that's about it. That's funny, they put steps right there. And this building up there, that's weird. Huh. Benches back here, I guess this is more like lover's lane, huh? You come back here with your lover and just kind of hang out, relax. Get out of the heat, it's nice and cool. The face of the mountain there. a shot of the amphitheater from this side. Bunch more benches right here. Steps going back up to someplace else. Okay, here's a character. He's got a lot of stories to share. Tell me a story, man.
Well, the story of the little people go back actually several thousand years. The Apaches knew these things very intimately. They lived in and around their encampments. And they also revered them as fierce warriors because they seen how ferocious they were. But the Apaches also feared them because they were known to be cannibals. They would eat their captors, and this was something that would go on all the time. There's actually one story that is actually in the Navajo's oral history, even though this is not their region. In one battle, when they were battling the Apaches, these things joined the Apaches in battle against the Navajo up here in the Payson area. And according to the Navajos, one of their braves fell from his horse. And before he had a chance to get back up, these things swarmed on him. And according to the Navajo, were just tearing the flesh off its body. And these things are very frightening. There is a guy from the Bureau of Land Management that his task was to go patrol certain areas. As you know, they're not always in there a lot. But in one of these incidents, he was riding in there. His horse started acting really skittish. He said never happened before. And when he got his horse calmed down a little bit, he looked down this little cut, maybe about 40 feet down, and saw what he thought was a naked child. And he said anger went over him immediately. He goes, what parent in their right mind would take a child out here and then let him run around naked? So he gets off his horse, and his horse starts acting funny again. So he's going down yelling for this kid. And this thing looks at him, and it takes off running around these rocks. So by the time he gets down, he gets around, he can't find his kid. He's over here calling for a good half an hour, looking for this kid. And finally he said, hell with it. So he starts looking around, maybe he can find the parents of this kid. It wasn't until he starts making his way back to his horse starts going really crazy. And he hears something behind him. He turns around and looks, and there it is. It's standing there about 30 feet from him. It's holding a stick. He said it could have been a spear. And he said at that point, he wasn't angry anymore. He was scared to death. He drew his sidearm, and he was so frightened, he was just trying to walk backwards to get up to his horse. And once he did, he got the hell out of it. Because they are out there, and they come out at night to...
Hey, from the good old Superstition Mountains. Well, I tell you what, that was sure adventures today. Done went exploring, done went some metal detecting, just heard some crazy stories. And tonight we got some speakers going on. They'll be talking and talking about the old superstitions. But anyways, I'm out of here. So I sure want to thank you guys coming along and sharing on all these crazy adventures. Please like, share, subscribe, and make sure you leave me a comment. So until our paths cross again, you guys all have a fantastic day, and thanks for watching, everyone.